good? Okay, well, we are back here with the Mad One. Earlier you had mentioned the first split.
Yes.
Of the LWA, implying more than one. Tell us about that second split.
That second
How does
split.
that come about? What happened there?
I'm gonna look like an asshole. The initial second split was because of me and Pretty Boy. At that time, Madness had just came in and we were working that angle where me versus him for the name. Again, Madness is my second to where I say him, Kevin Knight, helped train me the American way, the right way, taught me the backstage stuff, how to approach people, how to talk to people. I give all my credit to Madness and Kevin Knight, CJ, a lot of those guys, and that feud alone broke me out of LWA into, I was able to work San Antonio, Corpus Christi in the Valley because of just that feud alone. So when people tell me like, oh, why did you drop the name? And it was out of respect to him. He had been doing it longer than me. Most guys would have been like, drop the name, or I'm suing, or I'm slandering you, or I'm doing this. He came up to me, he's like, you want to do something cool? This fight for the name. And as soon as he mentioned that to me, my initial thought was, I'm dropping it to him, just out of respect, the veteran. And my mom is still heartbroken. She hates me for it still.
But it does sound like you were doing sort of the right thing.
Again, he had taught me well to where, I'm very big. I watch wrestling and I watch at the network because of the backstage stuff. That's my thing. I like hearing the backstage stuff. The clicks in the back, the Taker's click, and the wrestler's cord and stuff like that, and how every little thing is made. To me, that's fascinating because what's on TV is scripted. It's everything in the back that's like, you need to...
That's the reality.
That's the reality of it. And you want to talk about reality era, that's the reality of it. And that to me is... That's why I love Chris Jericho's books, Bob Holly's books. The Bob Holly, The Hardcore Truth, is amazing. I like reading those books. And because I want to know backstage stuff. That's where you learn the most stuff. So I dropped the name. The Mad One wasn't my first choice. I wanted to go with the, not stereotypical, but an actual wrestling name, first and last name. The fans didn't want to hear it. They chose the Mad One, and I dug it. I'm a big AJ Styles mark, so the Phenomenal One, the Mad One. I was like, you know what? Again, I know I'm not making WWE. I'm too short for it, and I won't flip, so I get that. So I dug it, and I was like, yeah, I'll use it. And again, that feud propelled me to... So Madness had invited me to San Antonio to work for TWA. Yes, TWA. And it was me versus him, just again, old territory. Like you wrestle each other to get more comfortable with each other. So he asked me if I wanted to bring anybody. I was like, at the time, I've been always being real close to Pretty Boy. And Pretty Boy was ready. Genesis was supposed to go with us, but I think he had work stuff. So he was like, oh, I told him, Pretty Boy will go with me. Oh, yeah, we'll put him in a match. He went with me. I posted something on Facebook, which is, social media is horrible. It just causes problems. And I posted something like, we had around 40 guys in our locker room that were all Laredo guys. A handful wished me and Pretty Boy luck. Everybody else was like in the back talking like, oh, why the fuck did they get to go? And I know, I've been wrestling for X amount of years. I went to Mexico and I wrestled here, Lucha Libre, and why can't I go? One guy even, and I was there when he said it, he claimed some thug claimed that he wrestled in Nashville and trained for TNA. TNA wasn't out of Nashville. I think they told you, but you still said it. And yeah, you know who you are. There was a lot of jealousy because of that. They weren't which is now the Renegades of Wrestling, they weren't a big fan of bringing outside talent. Which I understood to a point, because I've always been about propelling LWA's guys first. Because LWA has Laredo in the name of it. So my main focus is Laredo wrestlers. Like, propel them. Nothing against the Valley guys. I love Joe. I love all those guys. San Antonio guys, I have nothing but respect for them. The big guys like Carson and all those, Carson's a great guy with me. He's always friendly. It's just my main focus has always been having somebody from Laredo actually make it. The same way ACH actually is making it from San Antonio, I want somebody from Laredo. And that was the main focus. And I understood Antisma and their crowd, where they were coming from it. But still, man, it's an opportunity to travel. I heard, man, this was the first one who told me, he's like, if somebody gives you an opportunity, take it. You never know who's watching. You never know who's going to be there. So I said, yeah, I took him with me, and I took offense. I had one sister. I have a half sister. I grew up with my older sister. I never had brothers. I never really had cousins that were my age. So the guys were my guys, my family. Those, man, I'm giving my life to you. I'm making sure you don't kill me in the ring. Like, to me, it's a brotherhood, man. No matter what, like, I trust you, and just having them having ill faith towards me going over there, like, I took that very personal, and I vented on Facebook. I name dropped people. I said, fuck you for not wishing me luck, for not hoping everything goes well. Like, that's shitty as a human being. That's pretty shitty, man. And they took offense to it, and we got into a real big verbal argument. And again, I was punished for it. The first time I was punished for it, and I've never had a problem putting over people. Like, to me, wins and losses don't mean crap in wrestling, because it's predetermined. Sorry if I'm breaking anybody's hopes and dreams. But, so, people would, again, one of the things was, he doesn't like putting people over, it's all about him. And I was like, alright, to piss you off, I told Ray, book me to lose for the next few months, so people can stop bitching that, he hates to lose. So that's what we did. Tensions they split up the booking decisions to where Ray had the main title and the tag team titles. The other people had, or the other way around, they had the main title and the something title. Ray had the United States Championship at the time, and I think we had the tag team titles. And so they would train a certain day, we would train a certain day. Somebody made the joke, it wasn't me. Somebody made the joke of, Ray's group is the A group and the other group is the B group. And that just started off than the other, to where we were two groups working in the same company that just didn't like each other. So when the decision was made to, like, we're gonna have to go on separate way the last show, we told them, you know what, we'll go on first, we'll do our matches first, we'll leave, you finish off the show. Alright, we did our matches. I stayed for the show, and they went on, they cut another beef that I had. Me and Onyx, I'm sorry, I name dropped Onyx, he's thinking of me. Stop looking at my pictures on Facebook, bro. Jesus, I don't know where he's at, but dirty. Me, Havoc, and Ray Peligro were in a three-way. And I had came up with a spot to go through again, Peligro's a big dude. Havoc that dude had a football scholarship, and that dude's big, and he can destroy people. I wrestled him one-on-one, and he almost killed me, because I'm small, I get that. So my whole thing was that I'm not going to be a big factor in this match. It's them. I want them to be the main focus. But again, I want to go out in the bag. Like, that's my go out. People remembering me. I set up a spot, and you can see it. There's a table lined up next to the ring, long ways. Havoc chokeslams me from the apron down through it. And this was 5 minutes into the match, nothing major. It was supposed to be a 15-minute. It was a main event, 15-minute match. Like, go the distance. He's slammed me, and I'm gone, and they do the X to roll me out to make sure I'm not part of the decision.
Right.
The match went on an extra 3 minutes after that, 3-4 minutes after that, and Ray Peligro was one of the guys who went to the back and said there was bullshit that I had to go through the table, that it took away from the match. That's why they cut it short. I make the comment of, if all you do is chop and a basic suplex, I go, because of course the match is going to not be that good. I go, if you broaden it up a little, if you would have broadened it up, my getting eliminated would have just been a speck compared to the match. Because training-wise, when they were working with each other, they had some good, powerful moves, and my thing was, like, let the two beasts, the Juggernaut versus Hulk, go at it, man. And he took offense to me taking that bump. And again, I made that comment, like, it was not my fault. You can't take the crowd. Well, that's your problem. That's not my problem. I was there 5 minutes. I got thrown out. it's up to you to elevate the match from there. Don't blame that on me. So that helped initiate the major argument. And when that last show happened, he got on the mic and began to verbally drop LWA, him, Radical, and all those kids they were all kids, man. They were all 19, 18. There was a certain manager from a certain Tiger place that's no longer here, and his wife and his kid, who thought that with money they can buy the wrestlers and buy whatever they wanted. And so they left, and that last show they got on the mic and they tried to name dog us, and you don't spill backstage stuff to the fans. It's not their duty to know what's going on. So I went out and I got the mic off, and so he came to the back and started bitching like, oh, who cut the mic off? And I yelled, I did. If you don't like it, you know where I live, and I walked off. I don't know if you heard me, if you didn't hear me, that's not my problem. But I did that because again, this is not the fans' fight. They shouldn't know what internal. If we don't like it, it's not there. It's our stuff. It's not them. It's personal between us. So I don't like that they did that. And again, if they knew it was me or not, I'm telling you now, I cut the mic off that night.
Speaking of cutting off, we're going to cut it off for this segment right here, and we'll be right back some more. We're going to pick it right up from there.
Enough! You are all of you beneath me. I am a god, you dull creature, and I will not be bullied by that. Puny god.
All right, we're back. Okay, serious stuff. Okay, the cutting of the mics.
Yes.
That happened. You're taking responsibility for it. What was the aftermath of all that?
They tried to pull a fast was on the original LWA. They threatened to use our name at that, and then they used the Renegades of Wrestling, which Bandana Joe was not too happy about that because they're the original Renegades. From there, again, they tried to pull a fast one to where they split right before Atmos Fest, right before Legacy, and Prince came up and well, he'll help us out. We did that. My only issue with when Prince was helping us run, he had a very old school mentality, and that legacy that I have in Madness, we were on fire, man. Like fire, like that it factor. Like every everything we were doing, the autograph session, the promos. One of my favorite promos is the autograph session that we did, where I said he had mentioned something like, "Oh, I didn't know you weren't even I had never known who you were. If not somebody brings up to me, you're not that important." And I said something to the fact of, "Oh, the devil's greatest trick is just convincing the world he didn't exist." And I went off through that, and again, this was like the first time I met him in person, and it was just like, hey man, this is, the fans got into it. I was into the whole Laredo Made. That was my tagline at the time, and it was San Antonio Man versus Laredo Madness, and it went well. The match, feel free to watch it. I thought it was one of the best matches I've been able to produce up until that time. The ending was a little bit rushed in my part. I got excited again. As when you're green is you rush things. That's just you're still into the fact like I want to make sure I get everything in, and not the fact that the fans have to absorb it first before you try to put 30 moves. It's like make sure the fans get it. So I'm still green now. Like I'm still learning it. I'm still trying to adapt it. That match, we went on second to last. Prince and Dirty were the main events for the 30th time that time. And we stole the show. I'm sorry. As conceited as that sounds, me and Madness stole the show. And if you don't like that I said that, I don't care. We stole the show. The fans, if you watch that video, there's two videos. The one LWA produced, and Madness had someone record his, and the fans were off the chain, in sync with whatever we were doing. And we stole the show. Prince and Dirty went on after, and I have the habit of watching every match. I watch matches before, so I don't redo moves. And I watched, if I'm at the main event, I watch the last I want to be there. I want to be the main event. That's everybody's thing. So they did the same match they had done 20 times before. Dirty, whatever he puts here, and the spray can, and Prince hulking up, and body press, and 1, 2, 3. Typical 5-10 minute match that he usually did. The response was so great that I felt that he took offense to it. And the good thing was that Cowboy was coming back with us, and me and Cowboy had a personal issue when he left, because he left out of a sudden. From one day he was supposed to be on our show, and he showed up at 5-star, and again, it was family to me, it was personal to me, and I called him out on it on social media. Again, which you're not supposed to do. I said things, he said things, and it was heated. When he made the decision to come back, I told Ray I wanted to work with him, not for any negative way, but I just wanted to, be the bigger person, bear the hatchet. Like, you know what, man, shit was said, we were kids, we were young, we were stupid. And our first match was Optimus Fest. Yeah, Optimus Fest that year, and it was awesome. We started off to, like, we were gonna have an actual match. Accidents in the ring happened. I went for a crossbody that was scheduled. He tripped. He was supposed to catch me, and I think give me a follow-away slam. He tripped, fell back. I braced my fall, but when he was falling back, his head kind of moved close to my elbow, and I gashed him. Like, I cut him up, and the first time I ever hurt anybody in the ring, and I was scared. I mean, I was like, to me, it was, you never hurt people, man. That's rule number one. I asked him, are you okay? He's like, yeah, just work with it. And then we worked the blood, and we went from a wrestling match to a brawl outside, and the fans dug it because it was blood. It was actual blood. Like, oh my God, they really don't like each other. And the guys in the back that know me is like, my thing is, everybody in the fans know is staged. Everybody knows. Come on. If you're not a kid, you know that staged. My job is to make you leave thinking like, oh man, you really don't like each other. Like, make it believable. And
even the non-believers.
Make the non-believers believe. And I think me and Cowboy did that in all our matches. I think we did great product together. There's one match, and the first time I actually had my bell rung, it was my idea. I got hung up on the true rule, but on the outside of the ring, and he came with the chair, and he would hit he was supposed to hit me. Well, the angle of the chair was supposed to be different. Again, I'm not gonna kill the illusion for you, but it actually struck me, and I was actually gone for a loop. But the fans, they really thought me and Cowboy hated each other, and it's a 180. I love the dude. He's a very good friend. But again, I made a comment out loud, and I said, you know what? That was the match of the night at Legacy. nobody touched us. And I told her, I said it, and Prince kind of, I don't know if he took it the wrong way, if just didn't agree with my point of view. And he kept, if it was his decision, somebody else's decision, I kept dropping to Cowboy, which again, I had no problem. But even Cowboy said, like, when are you winning to make it interesting? And I said, you know what, man, I'm not going to buck authority. Like, it's their decision. We'll keep doing it. What I thought was funny was, after that match, Madness was never brought back again until Prince left, until we did that match for the United Pure. From that time to that time, Madness was never brought back. Prince never gave the okay to bring Madness back. And that was personal between Prince, that he didn't like that me and Madness had that match, Ray, him and Madness had beef, whatever it was, that was never booked ever again, and the fans loved it. They loved to hate Madness because, again, I was in tune with the fans that much. After that, again, me and Cowboy had that run, which was amazing, awesome. From there, Prince left. He did his whole religious thing, and I don't mean to offend people, it's just not my cup of tea. Again, they tried to leave us without a ring. The immaculate Ray knows how to pull tricks out of rear ends. I don't know how he does it. I want him to write a book because he pulls stuff out of David Blaine's it, like he David Blaine's it, and he was able to get us a ring. I went to Houston to go get it. Booker T's old training ring. We met good people. Again, Madness didn't come back till after that. We started Ray to control the show himself, and it's been what it's been since then. There's been other companies before that tried to bury LWA. 5 Star is still there, and we actually have a working relationship with 5 Star. We use their talent and they use us. I've wrestled for them before. I've told Luis before, man, when you ever need anything, I'm there for you, just because he's a friend and he's done the same for me, so I'm willing to do the same for him. And again, Ben broke me in, so it's just that motherly instinct, and I'm not saying Ben's a mother, it's just I have a connection with him, and if I'll help him out if need be, if it's that serious, I'll help him. Renegades, I've never seen any promotion outside of what shows I'm on and Ring of Honor. I don't do Ring of Honor. I don't believe in them. It's just that they're not important to me. Like, my main focus is WA, and that's it. The Renegades, I've seen videos from where people post up that I have mutual friends, and you're gonna get offended. I don't care. You can find me. I'm not impressed. It's the same characters. One guy doing 12 characters. Matches that don't make sense. There are some good kids there. I wish we could use. Personal reasons they won't come, or vice versa. But the matches themselves, I watch just to gauge myself. Like, where am I? I'm over here talking a big game, and if I suck too, and I saw it again, I wasn't impressed. A lot of their guys come to our shows and will heckle us, talk trash while we wrestle. One kid went to Urban Fest and he made a comment on Facebook. Again, Facebook, Jesus Christ. Even with the sold out Optimus Fest crowd, you still can't get a crowd. And I remember I posted back, the funny thing about it is that you still paid to come see me. So, who looks stupid now?
There you go.
Again, to all those guys who talk about us, and again, I have nothing against them. It's just keep talking, man. When you're at top, everything is coming at you. So, again, I think Prince's promotion is still going. I got friends who work there. Shake and Bake is there. They're tag team champions. Prince knows how to run. It's just he has a very old school mindset of how matches should go. He had a personal problem for the 4-way ladder match that me, Genocide, Cowboy, and Bear Hunt did at Herbinville. He wasn't a fan of ladder matches, and this was his literal quote: "You better steal a fucking show. If not, we're not doing it ever again." And me and Genocide pulled for that match because we hadn't done a ladder match since then, and we pulled for it, and we had a spinal tap moment where I was hanging onto the rope, and the rope snapped, and I fell on the ladder. And Genocide was scheduled to keep the belt, so I let it go, and we were kind of like, oh shit, what do we do? We're gonna get in trouble. We're never gonna be able to do it again. And Genocide on the ball said, you know what? Becomes a regular 4-way match. First person to pin wins, and we kept going, and it went off without a hitch. And there was a very good match, and then Prince closed it out with Dirty in the same match that he had done 40 times before with the whole, and it was just, and again, he didn't take it too kindly. It was only respect from Prince. Ray finally was like, I know what we are, I know where we're going, and he didn't let other people help him anymore. It was just him, and I appreciate that. And I think we're getting the cue.
We're getting the cue, and
one more segment, and I swear to God, I'm leaving you alone, and I won't bother you ever again.
this will be the last one, all right? So we'll be right back.
Let's go!
Well, Madeline, I gotta thank you for very candid, frank, honest, and somewhat revealing comments you've been making today. I just wanted to go back, to what happened at Legacy.
Yeah.
You lost the belt again. Fatal 4-way match. Where does Madeline go from here?
I don't know. I'm in a fork in the road right now. Been sitting back thinking about it. I don't know. I'm seeing where I can do, where I can go, reinvent things. So we'll be seeing hopefully a little adjustment to the Madness character. Oh, she made me get pissed. To the Mad One character. I'm sorry. Hopefully we'll go back to the drawing board and see little adjustments there. I want the belt back eventually. Character wise.
Burhan, Joe,
Burhan.
Spartan, watch out.
Everybody. Onyx, I'll come for you. Personally, man, the body's a little bit beat up, honestly. I'm gonna rest a little bit. Hopefully, there's rumors and stories that I'm gonna help train local guys, just on basic stuff. I'm not saying I'm a teacher or anything. I should be teaching people. But help just a little bit in basic stuff, and then from there, if they want to, Rudy Boys, Bookers, whatever, I just want to help Laredo get a little bit more guys here locally. So just to have more local guys in.
Any piece of advice offer to someone who wants to break in, or they're just barely breaking in?
If you're in Laredo, man, I'm sorry that we don't have a school here. It would be awesome if we did. Again, I'm not saying I'm great and I should be teaching people. I don't think I should be, but any knowledge that I do have, I will pass on to anybody that asks. Go to school if you can. If it's funded, if you can get it funded and go, I recommend it. Rudy Boy, one of the best in Texas. Funaki has a dojo. Booker T's school is becoming one of the top places to be. The Usos graduated from there. That's where they got their big break. If y'all haven't seen the Usos documentary,
Check it out.
check it out. Kids breaking in, man, honestly, learn that paying dues does not just mean breaking down and stuff like that. We all pay dues, and we pay dues to this day. Anybody in the business knows that just because I've been working for 5 years, again, I sometimes can't break down and tear up every time because I do have a actual job that pays the bills more. I do get paid to wrestle, but I got a real paying job. I try every time I can, but just keep learning. Shut up and listen. Just what Madness told me. And if you think, who's Madness to teach anybody? They helped train ACH. The guys that trained me in San Antonio were the same guys that trained ACH, and ACH just wasn't. They were doing the developmental training camp thing. Ring of Honor is one of the biggest stars.
We had him here.
We had him here on Ringside Chronicles. Me and him hit it off based off who helped train me in San Antonio, and I would like to say he's a good friend. I just went to go see him in San Antonio, and he may be coming back to LWA soon. But again, the big thing was shut up and listen. We have a lot of kids here that they did backyard wrestling and they think that, I know it, and it's different. I never did backyard wrestling. Coming into me, I never did it. Just shut up and listen. And if people are telling you something, it's not because they're being mean or because they think they're just trying to help. Because in the end, they don't see you as, you're so-and-so. No, you're a Laredo wrestler. That's who you are. We're all labeled. People in San Antonio, you're San Antonio wrestlers. You're whatever wrestlers. So we tell you something, it's just shut up and listen, and we're telling you to help you, not to make you feel bad or anything like that. Hopefully management looks at that video, sees the handful of tights of Burhan, and ban Onyx, tie him to a pole, something, anything, just get him away from the ring. I don't know why I keep doing this, but
It's that cane he's got.
anything like LWA, man, we're gonna keep running strong. Whether if I'm there or not, we are the ticket in Laredo. If you don't like it, develop your storylines better at other companies. But LWA is still the hot ticket here. No matter if you kick us out of your venues because you screw up, or because you pay wrestlers in wrestling figures and tacos and hot dogs and whatever you want to do. You put a sticker on an ECW belt, whatever it is. You sell my shirts and don't give me profits. You know who you are. I've seen you. Keep pretending you're a promoter and lose your store, your choice. LWA will still be here. You'll still have to be stuck with us. We are the wrestling in Laredo, regardless of the fact you like it or not. There was lucha libre, te gusta, no te gusta. So guys out there, if you can check out the LWA show, check it out. I think they're still in the works of getting dates. They're in contact with new venues and an old venue that we used to go to. So LWA is planning on bigger things in the future. Me personally, hopefully I can help the younger generation get you guys here so you can start interviewing new people.
Absolutely.
I want to beat up Onyx. I don't like his tie, and I don't like his face, because I'm better than Onyx. My manager, she couldn't be here today. She went to the Cowboys game in Thanksgiving.
Oh, fantastic.
They didn't invite me. She was mean, and she left on her own. I'm the star of her clients, and she didn't take me. But she wants you, Onyx. She wants to kick your ass.
I think she speared him
a number of times. I know you're scared
Every
of her.
time he goes down like a house of cards.
I know he wears Mad One underwear. Like, he's Mad One's number one. He doesn't want to admit it. but I know he's his #1 fan. I know.
It's the one piece of his article of clothing that's purple.
Yeah, it is. It is. And other than that, like I said, check out the shows if you can. Ladies and gentlemen, Ringside Chronicles. I love watching them.
Madawan,
Peach.
I want to thank you very much for being on the show. We covered a lot of the Laredo Wrestling Alliance history. I'd love to have you back for a third time where we can focus more on your career.
Yeah, for sure.
Your actual ups and downs, your triumphs, your tragedies, your heartbreak, your triumphs, so to speak.
Be prepared to cry.
So we'll have him back on someday, alright?
For sure. One more thing.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, for those that I name dropped, I didn't mean it in a negative way. I'm just telling the story from my point of view. You think it went a different way? Contact them. Contact the company.
Let us know.
Let them know. Come in. Give your point of view. My whole thing was there was rumblings on how LW started and how LW's this and the other. I wanted to put it from my point of view. He mentioned to me at one show about it, and we kind of talked about giving it in depth about what happened from my point of view. So for all those other people who want to give your point of view and your opinion on stuff,
we'll have you on. We'll present both sides of the story. Unbiased.
It's all about getting people's stories out there, man. So again, we're going to be doing a Mad One soon, Mad One segment soon, and subscribe to the page. It's fun. I like watching CH's and Alfarad's interview. I dug it. Subscribe to it. Watch our videos. Watch their videos. Support indie wrestling, ladies and gentlemen. Support it. It's a hobby. It's fun. I get to hit people, and I still want to beat up on us.
How can I top that? Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much, and we'll see you next time.